Well, the Bird has done it again. Mark Fidrich on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, beating the Toronto Blue Jays 2-1 tonight at Tiger Stadium. The Jays go on to Chicago to meet the Western leaders, the White Sox, tomorrow. We'll have it on CBC in Ontario for you. Oh, hard tackle there. Lundstedt takes it. A flag is down. Ball came loose. It goes over to Hamilton.
Well, and the flag is going to be illegal procedure against the Toronto Argonauts. Peter Mueller trying to get off the line of scrimmage, left a little early, and they called it, and here we have that turnover again with good hard running. But Peter Mueller, we'll see at the top of the screen now, just turns upfield a little early and is trying to get out away from the linebacker. The illegal procedure is called now when he dumps it off to Lumsden. Here we have the good hard running by Neal, but he tends to straighten up. He comes off this man here very well, doesn't have good control of the ball, and he loses it right here with Larry Brame making the good hit, and the ball pops loose.
It was Pat Donnelly who picked it up, and that play will stand for Hamilton from the 50-yard line as they gleefully decline the illegal procedure penalty against Toronto.
Well, back-to-back turnovers snuff out that Argonaut chance to get closer to the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Harrison, the ball bounces off, and he didn't even see it. And the Tiger Cats were very fortunate to get the football back.
Well, that's one of the few times that they put Skullroot and Eben to the left side, because they're putting Harris and Terry Evanston over there and working on that secondary, as we mentioned earlier, and they got the pitch out, and it seemed like Edwards got ahead of the ball. The ball seemed to hit him in the back. He seemed to be well ahead of the ball, and actually it's Harris, and he didn't even look like he knew the ball was coming. And they're fortunate. Here we have Jimmy Jones alert, because that ball laid on the ground some time before he actually got to it.
It was available. 2nd and 10. Swings it out, and Edwards let it go. He heard the thundering footsteps.
Well, some people would say that's hearing the footsteps, and they definitely were coming. He was putting a little move on before it actually happened. And we see the minute flag up there with about 19 seconds to go, with Hamilton forced to punt to the Toronto Argonauts, and we've got a ball game now, Don.
We sure have. Those big boots that made all the noise in the area of the receiver were in the possession of Gordon Olton.
You not only hear some of those footsteps, you actually feel them.
Are they walking on you again, Tom?
Oh, they're getting close. I've fought them off so far.
Just be careful. Don't get hurt.
Be nice to Gene Mack, whatever you do. Here's Clark with a booming punt with the wind. Back inside the 5-yard line. Fumble out of bounds. The Argonauts will start right there. Bennett lost the ball. And that was the final play of the third quarter. A 57-yard boomer by Hamilton punter Ken Clark. With the result that the Toronto Argonauts, when they change ends, will have the win, but a long way to go to start working on the 9-point deficit. At the end of the third quarter, then, the score is Hamilton 20, Toronto 11.
Hello.
Enjoy seeing Karen Kane and Frank Augustin of the National Ballet. So much of life is seeing, yet each year thousands of accidents in the home and industry cause permanent vision damage or blindness. Wear eye protection on the job, in sports or at home, wherever there's a chance of an eye accident. Teach your child how to handle sharp objects and think about eye safety when buying toys. Eye problems do not correct themselves. Have a regular eye checkup for yourself and your family. The CNIB will welcome inquiries about your eyes.
We begin the fourth quarter with Russ Jackson and Tom McKee. This is Don Chevrier. I don't know if you'll be amused, Russ. They tell me the guys in the press box, a little bored, I suppose, at halftime, wrote a petition up, and they all signed it saying they want you back as head coach. Now, Leo's got a pretty tough start with that going on, hasn't he?
No way for me, Don. They could make the petition a mile long.
You're signed.
I'm happy up here.
You're signed and sealed for 77 right here on CBC
I've got an unbreakable
television.
contract with CBC.
Argo starting deep. Lumsden gets them out of there, as he did so often last year, deep at their end of the field. A good burst out near the 10-yard line. He picked up 8.
Both Parrish and Wilson, this is their strength now. They feel they can block straight ahead, and they fire right out. And this is where Neal has been gaining a lot of those yards. And they run behind the two of them on that right side of the offensive line. That was their strength in college, and they feel they have to learn to be good pass protectors for the quarterback, especially on the straight drop back.
Second down, about 2. Again, Lumsden. Ely kept the football, is rolling literally across the 15-yard line. Now it comes loose. I believe the whistle had gone.
Well, here's a call by Ely that he uses very well. He just put Lumsden in there again, and Lumsden took off like a freight train. He just kept the ball, but Lumsden pulled him a little off balance as he went out of there. Otherwise, he might have gained a lot of yards because no one in that Tiger Cat defense seemed to know that he still had the ball, but Lumsden, with a good fake in there, seemed to pull Chuck into the inside and threw him off balance.
Wonder how long it would take him to get a touchdown rolling like that. We'd be here late. Here's the high pitch brought down by McGraw, and McGraw is in the area of the 23-yard line, about 3 yards away from the first down. He got 7 yards. Cut down by Craig Jensen, a rookie defensive halfback.
That's a good sign for the offense to move out from the shadow of their goalpost when they're down 9 points. They know they can't give up any more, and they've got to move that ball out before they give it up, and they've moved it out now with 1 first down, and they've got themselves a 2nd and 3 situation.
They've come all the way from the 2. That's where Bennett stepped out of bounds. He lost the ball on the punt by Clark to end the 3rd quarter. Here's McGraw again. And he's tracked down short of the first down by Pat Donnelly at defensive end, number 59. Argonauts have got a yard, maybe a yard and a half to go. And immediately Leo Cahill sends in the punting team. He'll take no chances this early in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's a sign of a good defense. You bend a little, but you don't give it away. And when you come up with those plays at an important part of the ball game like this, it's very important for the Hamilton defense. Schumann, we see warming up, and we may see him in this ball game, although Jimmy Jones has had a pretty good ball game.
So far, I would think that is only for exercise for Mr. Schumann. There seems to be no reason to take Jones out. Low snap. Good kick with the wind by Andrusician. Good hang time for the defenders to get downfield. Here's Dave Shaw. He's quick and he bursts through there. They finally track him down from behind around the 47-yard line. Make it the 46. Alex Morris made the stop.
Well, that's again one of your problems when you have those long punts. You've got problems with coverage now, and he got pretty good hang time on that 59-yarder that time. But Sean Edwards back there give Hamilton a pretty good tandem in running back those 3rd down punts.
That is the Z's best effort tonight, 59 yards, and Hamilton from the 46 will start out, trying to retain and add to a 20-11 lead with 12:41 to play in the football game. Line up in that I formation behind Jimmy Jones. Harrison now sprints right, Edwards left. The pass comes left for Evanson. It was tipped by Jim Marshall.
Boy, it's a good thing that Jimmy threw that a little high, because Marshall had that thing set for the end zone. And if he'd had that down on target to Terry Evanson, I think that Jim Marshall might have picked that off and gone all the way.
He's one of 2 former Saskatchewan Rough Riders in the Argonauts starting defensive secondary, Lauren Richardson being the other. A couple of BC Lions, Ray Nettles and Wayne Smith, former Lions that is, are also in there for Toronto. Right now, there's a good look at Jim Marshall, number 15, as he backs away to his corner assignment against Terry Evanson. 2nd and 10, Hamilton 46. Wide open this time is Evanson. And he is hit around the 46 of Toronto, a big first down. I don't know where Marshall went on that play.
Well, again, you have them set up here, and Terry Evanson, if we can run it ahead, is out wide here. And Terry Evanson is the one who is going to put the move on Marshall. As he comes downfield, Marshall gets all turned around and giving him good protection here, forcing Wayne Smith to the outside, Edwards helping inside. Terry put a super move on him, thinking he was going to do that little out and down after running the out pattern, and Marshall took it and turned and fell down. Terry now is just dancing around saying, where's the ground? I want to find it.
Well, Marshall came back on the play after he was beaten, but he's been shaken up.
Well, Don, that's a situation where as a defensive back, they run that little one at you, and you took a little gamble on it, and you say to yourself, okay, on the next one, he's probably going to do the out and down on me because they're thinking I'm going to really play him tight. And he did a little fake to the outside, which we couldn't see it. He went downfield, but then he turned it up. And Marshall really took off figuring that Terry's going deep and I'm going to get back with him, but Terry just cut it back to the inside after turning him upfield.
Well, we talked about leg injuries, and there is another one belonging to Jim Marshall.
Well, the pressure is here now, and as he's trying to cover on this turf here, the artificial turf now, in the bottom of the picture, he sort of slips himself here now, and this is when he actually hurts it. You can see him get up, and he's holding that ankle a little bit as he's trying to get back into the play. But that turf will do a lot for you if you dig in out there.
They're putting Wayne Allison in, and he's on the corner now. As I recall, he never played that position very much.
No, Larry Utek was the backup corner, and they had Ward Smith as possibly in the corner and Allison going in at Rover, but right now they've got him out there.
New role for him. The play does not go his way. It is Edwards across the 45-yard line down to about the 42 for a gain of 4. Cornelius Walker tripped him up.
Well, the difference is playing that cornerback spot. You have to be able to play man-to-man because you're alone out there so much, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them come back right now and say, okay, we're going to test number 12. They're going to put either Terry Evanston or Mike Eben out here and say he's going to cover you man-to-man, and we're going to get the ball to you.
4 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. 20-11, Hamilton in the lead. 2nd and 6. Jones with room. Now it fills in. Oh, he gets punched there. A hard blow from Ray Nettles, the middle linebacker, who dinged him at the 38. I think Jones has been shaken up, Russ. He's getting up slowly, at least.
Well, Nettles, that headhunter, I can remember he played for years with a feather in his helmet trying to hit people, but he certainly came back and rocked Jimmy Jones, and it was a good, solid hit just short of that first down. And now one of the big decisions with the score, Hamilton 20, Toronto 11, is the Hamilton team going to go for it?
CBC, Thursday.
Start the night with Barney Miller.
Thank you.
Inspector, we need a list of the items that are missing.
Oh, sure, yes. Why don't you sit down here for a minute, Miss Lane, while we'll check out your goodies.
Followed by MASH.
What's the holdup? That lady over there is trying to evict some spirits. Doesn't have a ghost of a chance.
Watch MASH and Barney Miller Thursday, starting at 8.
If you want something special for the sounds of your life, a realistic sound that's right for you, there's just one name that comes out loud and clear. That one name just keeps on coming through. Radio Shack, ooh, that's what you want to hear. Radio Shack, ooh, that's what you want to hear. Oh, Radio Shack.
Over here at the Argonaut bench, we take a look down here at Jim Marshall, who's just got his tape off his left foot, and there seems to be quite a bit of pain on the outside of that left ankle. Maybe it's a bone bruise, maybe it's a sprain, but nothing more serious than that in the way of a break.
Let's hope it's not as bad as the official that got hurt earlier tonight.
Yes, unfortunately, he broke his leg. Scott McBrien very early in the ball game in a collision on the far sideline. Hamilton not gambling, they're kicking. Clark in punt formation, kicks from the 45-yard line into the wind, a super punt. It's going all the way. One bounce over the fence, ground rule double for 1 point.
You do the baseball in Chicago tomorrow night, Chevy. Come on now. Not too often you get that oblong football to bounce over the fence like that.
He sailed it, didn't he?
I tell you, the Jays would like to have a few guys like that.
Ken Clark. That point gives Hamilton a 10-point lead at 21-11.
Well, it's an interesting point because now it forces Toronto. They must score more than the converted touchdown and a field goal unless they would attempt a 2-point conversion. But I'm sure Toronto would be very happy to go out of here with a tie, if not a win tonight.
They have 10 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. There you see it, a 10-point difference between these two arch rivals. A rivalry unparalleled anywhere in the CFL, except perhaps by Edmonton Calgary. Donnie McGraw, 45-yard line, lost the football. They rule that the Argonauts picked it up, and he is close to a first down.
Well, again, we have those two offensive people, the two guys they're talking about here, coming out and doing a good job. And they get around the corner, and we'll see that Hamilton has no pressure. Here they both get completely around the corner, and you can't play football on an end run like that. You got a little guy like number 17 coming up there, Shaw, Gary Shaw, and he's not going to take on a 260-pound tackle. So you must get up there with more pressure earlier in the play to stop them coming around. But when you get both the guard and the tackle around, you've got problems.
Second down and inches. Could this be the long bomb? Ely will keep it himself. No receivers available. Runs into that wall on the far side, but has the Toronto first down with a gain of 3. Our next telecast on the CFL 77 will be at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal with Jack Goda, the new head coach of the Calgary Stampeders, bringing his team in against Marv Levy's Montreal Alouettes. July 26th, right here.
Don, that'll be my first time to see that Olympic Stadium completely finished. I was there before it was finished, but because of the coaching job last year, I didn't have a chance to get down for the Olympics and didn't see the final games down there.
Now, we had 4 games with near-capacity crowds, a magnificent view for football last year. Here's McGraw getting 2, maybe 3, as he's taken down by Pat Donnelly, number 59, that Hamilton defensive end, looking good tonight. Make it a gain of 3. It's going to be second down and 7 to come with 8:40 the time now. A very critical factor for the Toronto Argonauts.
Well, Rick Casada was kidding this morning. He says Shaw just keeps taking the Americans from the offense and putting them on defense. And as we know, they're starting 9 imports on that defense out there. And certainly they should have themselves a pretty good football game.
Well, Franklin went for a real run out there. They threw the pass in his area, but he was a good 5 yards offside.
But he should learn something from that, though. If he completed the pass, they would have got second down over again. Now the Tiger Cats have the chance of declining the penalty and forcing Toronto to kick. So even though you know you're offside, you should go through with it, because he had a good opportunity to complete that pass and would have at least kept the drive alive with maybe a 2nd and 13 situation.
You think Leo might remind him of that when he reaches the bench?
Well, I'm sure he'll be reminded, if not when he goes to the bench.
He's reminding him right now.
He'll be reminded in the film session. But again, that's having rookies and not knowing completely our rules, that the play does continue, it doesn't automatically stop, and you should always complete the play.
Of course, they're honoring the former mayor of Hamilton, a very ill man, Vic Cox. The dinners last night, here at the game tonight, the season opening. The punt by Andrew Zishin. Angles toward the sidelines, bounds out right there. The area of the 17-yard line. So the Tiger Cats will start down there with 8:07 left in possession of a 21-11 lead. Out west, it's 11-10. Quite a ball game between the Western Riders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at halftime.
I guess Bernie Ruoff has kicked himself a field goal. I wonder if he's still wearing the same watch.
Probably.
I think there's a bid out. Whoever gets that watch and breaks it, I think there's going to be some fun in that when that happens.
From the 17-yard line, first down for the Tiger Cats. This is Edwards. His quick darting motions get him outside about the 20-yard line for a gain of 3, stopped by Paul Bennett. We're talking about former Mayor Vic Cox. Of course, he was very instrumental in the building of the CFL Hall of Fame right here in Hamilton, one of the motivating forces behind it. Mike Samples there having a great night for Hamilton. Ticats 21, Toronto 11, 7:37 left, and we'll be right back.
A CBC special. Top Pop Entertainment Friday night with the exciting entertainers Guys and Dolls and their special guest Tina Charles and the Bidoo Orchestra. Meet the Guys and Dolls Friday night at 9 on CBC.
Last week you saw the great finish of the British Open. Next week we'll have the Canadian Open from its new permanent home, Glen Abbey. It begins Thursday, July 21st, and we'll have coverage live all 4 days for you. Rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4, ending on Sunday with the final round. A flag thrown as Jones fires the pass right, and it's incomplete. Mike Even finally got some attention, couldn't bring the ball in.
Well, we got a little problem out there. Number 74, Cornelius Walker, and Joe Warbeck were having a little fight out there, and I think Warbeck, number 65, got called for holding. And Walker has been getting a little more pressure on Jimmy Jones from that defensive end position that he is playing for the first time this year with the injury to Jim Corrigal. And you can see Warbeck there, a little disturbed about it.
He's called for holding, Warbeck. It's been declined.
But at the top of the screen, you'll see Warbeck here now. He's got the inside rush by number 74, Walker. He came to the inside on him, and he was looking for him to go outside for the containment, and he just pulled him down, and the incompletion now forces the Tiger Cats to punt and give Argos the ball in good field position. And I can see this coming down to a last 3-minute ball game if Toronto can move in and get themselves either a field goal or a touchdown in this series.
Well, Hamilton will kick the ball to Toronto. They need good field position and a drive at this key stage with 7 minutes left now, trailing by 10 points, 21-11. Clark does not get a good kick away. On the bounce, it comes to Bennett at the 55-yard line. The Hamilton 50, the Ticats 45. Now a flag is thrown. And a lot of pushing and shoving as that play unravels.
Well, with the situation, the way the flag went down, we have to look at it as probably a clip against the Toronto Argonauts when that Bennett starts weaving in and out of there and an official off to the side of the play throws the flag. You expect it is probably going to be it.
Okay. You have number 12, Toronto, unnecessary roughness. 12.
That's Wayne Allison.
I can't believe Wayne Allison is be unnecessarily rough on anybody out there. Again, we have a Tiger Cat injury down here on that punt, and that might have been the situation. That's a pretty big one for Wayne to pick on if it was.
Yeah, we'll get his number for you in a moment and tell you who he is. We have 6:51 remaining. And that key penalty, again, they've haunted the Argonauts all night. Will force them back inside the 50-yard line. Have you got that player spotted yet, Russ? It could be Tim Berryman, who's had just an outstanding game for Hamilton.
Well, you got the first part of that number anyway. I can see the 3. I can't see the 1.
Leo Cahill, his comeback here so far, thwarted by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And these penalties have been a very, very big factor now. They've gone 111 yards, but in a situation like this in particular, it'll hurt them. Starting back, instead of being at the 45 of Hamilton, back at their own 49-yard line. As the Cahill staff looks on with the Argonauts, they're still working on Tim Berryman, who is the injured player. The Hamilton player down to the 45-yard line. It's been a rough night for a lot of people out there. First, the official breaking a leg early in the game. A number of players have hobbled off. Some have not come back. We might see how the injury happened here, Russ.
Well, number 20 is moving along here, and Berryman is coming in just to the left of the screen here. We're going to see him get hit pretty hard as he comes in to make the tackle. Right in here now, just at the left top of the screen, we're going to see him get hit pretty hard. And as he goes down, you see him, his head seemed to spring back and hit that turf. And it's one of those whiplash situations as he got hit.
Might have been Bruce Smith in there making contact with him. Still down, still attending to him. I don't like to see this, Russ, when a player's down a long time like that.
You worry about that neck problem and the back problems whenever they keep them down like that. They're not letting him move anything, and he might have a bit of a twinge in his legs or something. So I think that possibly it might have been the whiplash on the neck when he went down, because they're certainly not doing it. From the end zone here, the left of the screen, you'll see number 31, and we'll watch to see who he, first of all, gets in on the tackle, and then watch his head right as he goes down to the ground here now. It'll bounce back on him. There it goes back on him there. And that might have been a bit of a whiplash that maybe has given him some pangs through the arms and legs, and they're not going to take any chances in a situation like that. And that's a good situation. You don't want to see any particular ball player move too early when they might have a serious injury.
Well, I'm sure the fans here are very patient and understanding and will let him take all the time he needs to be removed from the field safely. Let's join Tom McKee now.
Well, here we are with Granny Liggins. Hey, Granny, they're giving you the business here.
They don't know, but they're going to lose tonight.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, wait a minute. We got to check the scoreboard on that one.
We got 6 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the ball game. Anything can happen, because I believe that anything can happen.
It's a pretty physical ball game, really, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of people going down. We've got about maybe 2 or 3 players that are down right now, but I think with 6 minutes left to go in the ball game, I think we can come back.
What's all this academic stuff with the notebook and everything?
Well, this is all I can do right now tonight. I pulled a groin against Montreal doing an exhibition game. So right now I'm just sort of rehabilitating and just resting a little bit.
That's really a painful thing, isn't it?
Well, you can't do too much with a pulled groin, you know. So I've been doing too much lately, just getting some therapy, you know. And I went jogging for the first time yesterday, so I think it'll come along in a few days.
apparently, Granny, out on the field right now, Berryman is suffering from some sort of a neck injury, and as our other commentators were saying, Russ Jackson and Don Chevrier, it really makes you concerned when you see somebody lie this still this long.
Well, I tell you, I saw something earlier in the ball game when the refs went down. His leg was a sight that I've never seen before in my life, you know. And so football is a rough game. It's a part of the ball game, so you just have to get out there and do the best you can.
Well, let's take a look here. He is standing up. Now, he's got one of those collars around his neck. Does that help, or what?
Well, that's supposed to keep your neck from going back too far to the side or to the back, you know. But a lot of times, you know, with the pressure that you get out there, anything can happen, really.
It also looks as if he's favoring his right shoulder, so he might have a bit of a separation there, too, which is also very painful.
Well, I tell you, in this game, I tell you, anything can happen, you know. So hopefully, you know, we can finish the ball game with half the team still alive and ready to play ball.
All right, but you did say you're going to win?
I think so.
Folks, he said they're going to win.
As Tim Berryman, tough young ball player, coming across to the Hamilton bench. We very likely have seen the last of Tim tonight. It does not appear to be as serious as many of us thought it might be, with him down so long on this field here at Ivor Wynne Stadium. First down for Toronto. All kinds of time as they drop defenders off. Ely all alone back there, can't find an open man. He gets the ball off. He completes it to Kirk for a gain of 9 yards.
Well, Don, that was supposed to be a screen pass. They were trying to set up a screen pass with Chuck Ely dumping it either to Neil Lumsden or the other back, McGraw, and the Hamilton defense read it. They just went back with them. Watch number 32 out here move out. It looks like a screen to the right. Now there's no pressure at all. They're just battling each other. They're headhunting out here, and here they should have Ely, but he makes a supreme effort, gets away from him twice, Brits, number 47, and dumps it while he's going down just over the hands of Brain.
Lumsden scampers for the first down.
But that could be one of the big plays of the ball game because it keeps that drive going. And Brits had 2 shots at Chuck Ely and just couldn't put the grabs on him.
Ely with a good completion performance tonight, 10 for 13. Lumsden getting that first down at the 47-yard line. We have 5.5 minutes to play. 21-11, Hamilton. This is Peter Mueller, the favorite target of Ely tonight. Fumbled the ball. Argonauts got it back with a first down.
Well, number 22, Jensen, thinks he should have a fumble here, but they're putting a lot of pressure on those linebackers now with this rollout. Again, Chuck Ely coming out of there, and Carter comes a little late, and just as he comes, Peter Mueller just looks into the open area. He's not running any specific pass pattern. He's just being told, go down there and find the open area. There's Mickey Mouse.
I'll tell you, this is no Mickey Mouse ball game. It's been a good one. Ely from Mueller again. He's open. Russ time and time again, number 72. Jelly got him finally. The gain is about 8 yards.
Well, this time Peter just delays off the line now. He's watching. He's going to pick up any blitzing linebacker that is coming. And when he doesn't come, he just turns it into a little circle pattern over the middle. And Chuck just dumps it to him, and they get another first down, or close to a first down, with a 2nd and 2. Now there's Z, and he knows he's got his work cut out for him no matter what happens tonight.